When on a flight making your way to your vacation destination, the worst feeling to have is when you realize you forgot that one important item that you needed to bring on this trip with you. Medication, or even your passport. Wait, how did you make it onto the plane in the first place? Anyways, that's what my nightmares sound like whenever leading up to a trip. At least, I wish it stayed as a nightmare. My family loves traveling to Japan. I love it for the Japanese idols and otaku lifestyle. My mom loves to shop, and my dad enjoys the food in general, even though he avoids all the raw menu items. When I used to travel with them, I basically just get a heads up that we'll be going when spring break starts, and I just had to pack some clothing to bring. My parents dealt with the rest of the stuff required for the trip, like passports and hotel bookings. You would think that after watching my parents meticulously plan everything out, that I would be able to manage it on my own when I travel alone to Tokyo without them, right? Well, just don't be like me and forget my travel credit card. Okay, why was this such a huge issue? Many credit cards are designed for use in your home country. This means that the moment you step out, you are doomed to suffer from high foreign transaction fees, which can add up between meals, transportation, and things you end up buying as souvenirs. This could be a significant chunk of money that you could otherwise use to buy yourself a bundle of gashapons. While Japan is still somewhat considered a cash-based society, a credit card helps a lot if you don't want to fumble around with bills that you're not familiar with and just tap and go at cashiers. Credit cards that are designed to hold multi-currencies such as Wise or Revolut often come with a better exchange rate than your home banks and no foreign transaction fees, as you pay in the currency that you're charged in. It's also a prepaid card, so you can easily put as much as you budgeted for the trip into the card and then treat it just like a regular Visa when using it. One tip that many travelers give is to take out cash at the 7-Eleven international ATMs once you land in Japan, rather than convert cash in your home country, as the service and forex fees are generally better at the ATM. While we're on this topic, I noticed during my recent trip this year that the ATMs only gave you 10,000 yen notes, or 10 1,000 yen notes, and that the minimum withdrawal amount is 10,000 yen. I honestly don't remember that being a requirement before, because on YouTube there were hacks on how to get a bunch of 1,000 yen notes by inputting an odd number that you wanted to withdraw 9,000 yen. But anyways, go for the latter option, as 1,000 notes are way more useful than 10k, as you can use them for vending machines and machines that break it down to 100 yen coins for arcade games and other uses. Since I use this tip often myself, I did not bring much cash on the way to Japan because I was planning on using the cash I put into my prepaid card. I never felt so naked in my life, having so little cash at hand at the airport and holding a different credit card that I am not happy about using because of those extra fees. Compared to the amount of stuff my parents tend to bring while traveling, I carry as little as possible in my luggage so that I can fill it up with goodies that I buy during the trip. Okay, so for example, Mama deRouge will literally bring a full-size pillow, shower towels, or even a small tub for washing clothes, a travel water boiler, a whole medicine case, all of that into our luggage. That already takes up a whole large size luggage. I'm surprised we even managed to put anything that we buy into these suitcases when it was time to leave. Though, I do remember her being super paranoid at how heavy the suitcases weighed because she didn't want to go over the limit and pay for overweight baggage fees. A fear that I have to this day. I, on the other hand, try to think of things that the hotel offers, like towels and toiletries, and avoid putting those things into my bags. In the event that I do need something that I didn't bring, I just don't think about it too hard and just go out to a convenience store to buy the necessities I need. Maybe I rely too heavily on the travel card though, but this experience really made me test the limits of how much technology has or has not advanced in terms of payment options at Japanese cashiers. The nice thing about the travel card I had was that it came with an app as well as an option to add the card into Apple Pay. While you need the physical card to take out money from the ATM, you can still use it whenever NFC is accepted. Just 2 years ago, Tokyo did accept NFC, but it was only for IC cards and IC cards attached to digital wallets. Meanwhile, I remember Kyoto was way more advanced and accepted tap from credit cards, but in Tokyo, you still need to insert the physical chip into the terminal to pay. In 2025 though, a lot has already changed. Many places actually prefer that you touch your credit card on the NFC reader to pay, and Apple Pay was definitely more widely available. Some smaller ramen shops still only accept cash payments, but even some 5-seat ramen stands out there are using fully digital order machines and you can pay with a card. Some newer shops won't even accept cash anymore. But while it's all nice and handy that technology is moving towards digital payment systems, there are a couple of important things that you still need physical cash for, even as a tourist. If you want to reload your physical Suica card while in Japan, the machines will only accept cash payment. You can technically go around this by using the digital version on an iPhone and then reloading it with your Apple Wallet cards, and it's not bound to Japanese-only wallets. However, you cannot use a non-Japanese Android phone and do the equivalent steps. Foreign Android phones do not support the NFC that Japan uses for the IC card systems. While many vending machines that you come across will accept all sorts of IC cards or electronic money like Rakuten Edi, many still lack the option to use Apple Pay or credit cards to make a purchase. Not every vending machine stocks the same drinks, so I like to browse around a street block before making a decision to purchase the drinks I want. And the older models that you can still find on a busy street in Tokyo will only accept 1,000 yen bills and coins, nothing larger. Oh, and make sure to push the lever when you're done making your selection to get your change back. And for tourists who like nature paths and visiting historical buildings like temples and shrines, you'll need to pay in cash for the entrance fee. This would also apply for fortunes, incenses, and using the money box at the front of the deity when praying. Once you get into the temple grounds and make your way to the amulet shop though, some larger temples may accept credit cards. So, how much cash should you actually have on hand at any time? I would still go with no more than 10k yen before you land, as this can cover the cost for, say, going from Narita Airport to Tokyo, plus a meal, plus loading up your IC card with around 2k yen before needing to go visit an ATM. This amount most likely will not cover the cost of a taxi ride for this journey though, as riding taxis will generally cost significantly more than taking other methods of transportation. Another rule of thumb is that the further away you are from a large city, the more cash you'll need on hand. But I would always recommend the budget for these specific things. To get you back to your hotel or accommodation easily, that could be taxi or public transit, a decently sized meal, I would say around 3k yen might cover most situations. You'd be surprised at how many sushi shops with omakase or chef recommended sets are cash only, and those can cost around 1,500 to 5,000 yen for a lunch meal, and a pouch of coins for necessities like water from vending machines. Unless you are doing a full-on shopping spree at a character store like Rilakkuma and spending 30,000 yen on a single receipt, how would I know that? And deciding to do it all in cash instead of a credit card, I would keep around 10k yen of cash in my wallet at all times for solo travel. Some say that might actually be on the low end of how much cash people usually carry around, as plenty of families traveling will keep around 30 to 50k yen of bills at hand to cover for the whole family. But most of the times, if you carry that much, you'll end up with a bunch of bills left over after you leave the country. You can, of course, save that for your next trip there. This is a part of a video series on travel tips that I want to share with you from what I learned during my travels to Asia. If you like watching this video, check out this one about how to deal with luggage in Japan, which also covers the methods of transportation that will get you to and from the international airport. Or this one that's recommended for you. I stream pack openings for TCGs like Pokemon on Twitch, and if you want to support the channel, consider joining the membership or other ways listed in the description box below. Bye for now!